So working on the wiring for, this is a 2004 Land Cruiser for a winch and accessories up front. So the batteries in these guys are in the back, and you should always power your winch and high amperage accessories, of course, directly from the battery. So that can be kind of a headache. So here's what I did on this 2024 Land Cruiser. So I ran 2/0 wire, so double aught, 2/0, 2 zeros, not 2 AWG, but 2/0 wire through a couple waterproof glands to the battery. And of course, I wired in a 300 amp fuse. And when you do this, make sure all your wiring, especially on the positive side, doesn't rub. Now there's about 1 millimeter or 2 of clearance, and I put some Quark, QWORK tape on this edge too, just as extra insurance. I also did that right here on, just in case this ever touches. But all this is pretty secure. There's a 300 amp mega fuse, and it runs, of course, from the battery through these two 3/4 inch waterproof glands. If you come over here, I went ahead and I removed the inner fender liner and ran the wires through the glands there into some friction tape, which I wrapped for the whole length of the wire where it runs along the frame. And I ran the wire down behind here it is, down behind these fuel lines and vents, down along the frame rail, on top of the frame rail, forward to the engine compartment. Walk through my messy shop, and you can see I had the wiring come up from the frame rail. It's secured via zip ties to various things to prevent movement all the way around to these 2 bus bars. And I made this 16 gauge steel plate here that bolts to 2 factory screw holes. Those were number 6 bolts that weren't being used. So I went ahead and used them to secure that plate. And then, of course, bolted these bus bars down to that plate. And so now the winch wiring comes up here. Positive, obviously, negative, obviously. And that's where the winch ties in. Now, he's also got really good location for any future accessories he wants. So just an idea. If you guys have a 2024 Land Cruiser and you're trying to figure out what you can do to get power, you do not want to draw off this jump point or this positive accessory point over there for a winch. Don't do that. You want to make sure anything that's going to pull the kind of amps that a winch can pull goes directly to the battery. So, yeah.